And so another question was, what's the difference between tea in Japan and tea in America?
Okay, so this is another one. Great question. Okay, so if you are looking at American tea market, probably you are kind of looking at the world tea market also. Okay, and the American tea probably the same. Probably more like same as a world market. Okay, so when you look at the world tea market, 70% of those is black tea and 30% is green tea.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, okay.
And out of 30%, actually only 1% is Japanese.
Oh.
Okay, and I'll tell you. Okay, so just before when we were talking about different kinds type of tea, green tea, oolong tea, black tea, and pu'er tea, I talked about the two different way of killing, deactivating the oxidation enzyme, right?
Mm-hmm.
And steaming or pan frying. And steaming is actually very unique to Japanese green tea. So when you are choosing Japanese green tea, the tea leaves are treated with a steaming method. When you are choosing the Chinese green tea, which is the 75% of the whole tea market, production, Chinese is the most popular, widely available tea. And the Chinese way of deactivating the enzyme is pan firing. And compared of the two, the steaming method is even gentler, less impact on the tea leaves, more catechins are preserved in a tea leaf.
Okay.
And also
via steaming versus pan frying.
Right. So pan frying adds kind of toasted aroma. So some people might like that. And green tea from Japan has more fresher. Some people say grassy, some people say earthy flavor.
Okay.
And another thing between the two, if you are following the Dr. Greger, who is the very intensive researcher of the nutrition and the advocate of the good nutrition. Anyway, he made a great video and talking about the lead toxicity in tea. And the discoveries were telling the Chinese green tea tend to have high level of lead.
Oh, wow.
And
something you never think of.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want lead or lead will accumulate in your system, right? So you like to avoid it. And the green tea from Japan is almost zero. And especially, actually, you have to know if that company is testing the lead level, which we do.
Okay.
Yeah, and always we don't get tea leaves if that lead level is showing. We get only the tea leaves or powder, not detected.
Okay. Okay.
So no lead.
So do you order your leaves through Japan?
Yes.
Or do you grow your own? You order them
Yes,
through Japan.
right, yeah.
And you do your own steaming?
Well, actually, I work with the tea farmers and tea processors directly. I don't use any of the tea brokers. I work with them directly.
Oh, wow.
So I talk about, actually, text and, sometimes phone.
Yeah.
I talk about when you're going to harvest, how you're going to deliver that tea leaf to that processor, for example. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know, everything is it's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
And also, we do the test. We actually request a test using the third party, and we get the certificate and test result, and then we get.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so how did you decide on a harvester?
Well, okay. So first of all, we have to know they are certified organic. They themselves, right?
Okay.
The farmers.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, decaffeinated, I cannot choose the decaffeinated processor who has the patent of the water process. So that is the only reason we cannot put the certified organic logo on the decaffeinated products. But other than that, other processors and also the farmers are all certified organic. That is number one thing, which is actually not easy in Japan. Only 3% of the whole Japanese tea production is certified organic.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And another thing, oh my gosh, this episode is so huge, so rich. I hope
Lots of information.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is, if you are just, thinking about the organic vegetable, of course, organic vegetable tastes better, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the, fully loaded with chemicals, right? That's what, you would think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is not the case with the tea. Green tea, especially from Japan, is actually, high in umami, which is the savory flavor, not sweetness, not saltiness. Umami is the savory flavor that you taste, similar to like umami, sweetness from onion, sweetness from mushroom, sweetness from tomato. That is called umami, and green tea is high in those. And historically, Japanese merchants were selling the higher in umami, the better tea, the more premium tea. So consequently, they get more money, right?
Oh,
from
more money
that type of tea. So they use a lot of chemical fertilizers to enrich the umami.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that kind of takes it out of the organic status, does it not?
Exactly. Yeah. So
okay.
that is one of the reasons why Japanese organic tea production is so small.
Okay.
Yeah. They believe, if the umami is not high enough, people won't pay enough money for us, right? So that's why, and so that's why a lot of tea farmers are not growing tea organically. However, 3% of those farmers know the difference. Mostly, I hear everybody said, I noticed the effect of the chemicals.
Okay.
Yeah. My family died from cancer, and I had to ponder. Green tea is supposed to be healthy, and why my sister died. We were drinking a lot of green tea, and why did they die? So that's when they decided to change their cultivation to organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the conventional. Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some really good history, really, because, and especially now that organic foods have become so popular. It used to be you go in the grocery store and you wouldn't see an organic section. You'd have to go in this little area.
Yep.
But now, going in our grocery store, they've got a whole section of organic.
Right.
So, is it really organic?
It is organic. Yes,
the food and
yeah.
But the tea, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's I can keep going on and on, about that umami standard made as some of the American tea sellers actually know about this truth. So that was the reason they didn't want to sell organic green tea, because they didn't taste as good.
Oh, okay.
If you compare,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So that comes into my second, the condition. Okay, it needs to be tasty, right?
Yeah.
So that's how pick, certified organic and tasty, and they are really, honestly, sincerely doing the organic cultivation. And so I go there, I visited, I get to know them in person, I talk to them, and then I have to be able to trust them.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Which allows us to trust you and your product,
Exactly.
that you're delivering a good product.
Yep, here you go. Heavy
Yeah.
responsibility. So
Yeah.
I have to trust them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to be able to trust them. Yep.
Perfect. Wow. Okay.
All right, so
Wow, there's a lot of questions. You still want to go through all of them?
okay,
or-
so maybe for the, maybe we can just share these questions, and So
Yeah, kind of a what to come.
right, exactly.
Yes. Well, so my other question was the history of tea in Japan. Obviously, it's a big thing, and you do, when we hosted our exchange student,
Right.
he wanted his tea every day. So,
Right.
being an American, I wasn't a big tea drinker, but
Yeah.
yeah, so there's some history there, I think.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting episode. Yeah, you love it.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
The auto delivery, Kiyomi has an auto delivery plan, so I wanted to know a little bit about that. Ground tea, and edible ground, are those different?
Okay, so our product is called edible green sencha powder, and
Okay.
the reason is you are able to ingest everything, like a whole foods, rather than brewing tea. So that's why we call it edible green.
Edible green, okay, okay. Let's see. I wanted to know about the recipe, if there is a specific recipe. She's got all different kinds of flavors. So me learning how to cook, I'm thinking it must be a recipe. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
The relationship with the growers, you kind of touched on that a little bit. There was also mention of a chef AJ.
Right.
So
okay.
we can find out who that is. I believe it's somebody that is promoting her product.
Yes.
Story on decaf. Throughout the customer comments, they were saying they can't get good decaf green tea. So there's a story on that. Sakamoto teas. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Sakamoto tea.
Yeah, there was reference to that. So I'm curious what Sakamoto teas are. Flavors, the types of teas that she has. We can go over that. She's got all kinds of different flavors, as she was talking about taste. And then ways to utilize the tea other than drinking. And all the research done, which I think you have touched on some, but maybe not all. So
No.
Yeah.
I can go further. Yes.
yes.
Yep.
So those are my questions.
Can I keep this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Well,
absolutely.
so we will be back next
Okay.
time.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jolene.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming. You are? Okay. Well, see you next time.